Hi everyone, Laura here from testprepinsight.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Magoosh MCAT course. We've purchased, used, tested, and evaluated all of their study materials, practice questions, online dashboard, and everything else. And today I want to cover the major pros and the major cons of the Magoosh MCAT prep program as we see it. That way you have a balanced, unbiased view of the Magoosh prep materials. And by the way, if you find you need more detail at any point, I'll drop a link in the description below to our full, detailed, written review on our website. Or you can always just Google Test Prep Insight Magoosh MCAT Review. Okay, let's get to the first major reason why you should go with Magoosh for your MCAT prep. And I think it's pretty obvious what the biggest selling point is with the Magoosh course. It's the price tag. At just under $400 for the 12-month premium course, it's a steal these days. In fact, compared to other test prep companies, Magoosh is really an absolute bargain. And just to give you some perspective, Magoosh being about $400, that's cheaper than the self-paced courses from Princeton Review and Kaplan. So there's no question. If money is tight, Magoosh should easily be on the top of your list. Plus, the other thing that impresses me is that Magoosh routinely runs sales. That's right, discounts on top of that already crazy low price. So be sure to check the description down below. I'll do my best to keep the text below the video screen updated with the latest promo codes to help you save some money too. Okay, so the next major pro on my list has to do with the Magoosh video lessons. And these video-based lessons serve as the foundation of your instruction and content review. But let me be clear here, the videos themselves from a production standpoint are nothing to get too excited about. If you're looking for interactive, engaging video lessons, I'd point you towards Blueprint Prep or Kaplan for that. Instead, the Magoosh lessons take the form of a fairly basic digital whiteboard with a voiceover and instructor notes. Essentially, it's like watching a fancy PowerPoint presentation with the instructor talking over the slides and making notes on screen. But while the production quality of the videos may not be what I consider top-notch, the substantial material in Magoosh's video lessons is highly accurate and very well explained. The Magoosh instructors do an excellent job conveying complex concepts and providing some actionable tips. And I personally found these lessons to be thorough and genuinely helpful. So bottom line, if you want all business, to the point instruction, you'll enjoy these lessons. All right, next up on the pros list is the Magoosh MCAT practice material. And in total, you'll gain access to over 740 practice questions to back up the video instruction. And while this may not be as many questions as you get with Blueprint or Princeton Review, the quality of these lessons is once again rock solid. They're all written by Magoosh's in-house MCAT experts, and they do a fantastic job mirroring real MCAT problems. And accompanying each practice question is a text explanation, which breaks down the problem in detail and focuses in on why each answer choice is true or false. And while I wish they provided more videos to explain the answers, I found the text explanations to be well articulated and effective in terms of understanding each question. But perhaps the best feature of the Magoosh coursework is their custom practice tool, which allows you to personalize quizzes by question type, difficulty, timing, and mode. This is a super effective tool for targeting the areas in which you need the most improvement. So for those students that like to learn by doing, these custom practice sets will be just what you needed. Okay, next up on the list is the Magoosh user experience and dashboard. And for a budget prep course, I must say I was quite impressed. The overall user interface and user experience of Magoosh's digital platform is very good. It's smart, cleanly laid out, and snappy. The hover functionality is very sharp and the load speeds are great as well. The header sections direct you right where you want to go, and the video lesson library is outlined in a very straightforward manner. And this is an underrated aspect of prep courses that students often take for granted. But let me tell you, a good digital platform can make a world of a difference when you're deep in study mode. And unfortunately, some test prep companies let their dashboard serve as a doormat with almost no functionality. But not Magoosh. Their dashboard contains a bunch: suggested lessons, your study schedule, a performance tracker, and my favorite feature, quick practice, which allows you to jump straight into practice questions of a certain topic. You just click and boom, you're working a problem, all within 30 seconds of logging in. So overall, the quality and smart use of space on the Magoosh dashboard wins major points in my book. Okay, the last advantage worth mentioning here is all the extra prep resources. First, they offer a 10-point total score guarantee. How's that for an incentive? Despite its budget label, Magoosh manages to offer its students some genuinely helpful tools outside of its core curriculum, which includes custom study plans, 24/7 email support, vocab guides, lecture notes, cheat sheets, and more. But my favorite of the bunch is easily the email support. If you ever get hung up while watching a video lesson or have a question about a practice problem explanation, you can shoot Magoosh an email and one of their MCAT experts will get back to you quickly with a reply. And let me tell you, there's no BS here. I actually tested this so-called email support. I sent in an email with a CARS-based question around 5 p.m. on a Thursday, and by Friday at 3 p.m., I had an answer. Not exactly lightning fast, but they met me in their promised time frame. Okay, so now that we've covered the pros, let's get to some of the cons regarding the Magoosh MCAT prep course. And the first one that's obvious is the fact that Magoosh does not offer any live classes, whether in person or online. Instead, you get access to about 380 pre-recorded video lectures that I mentioned earlier, which serves as the basis of your instruction. So if you're the type of student who needs a structured course with a set class schedule and a live instructor to hold your hand every step of the way, Magoosh may not be for you. But if you're a self-starter who's disciplined and doesn't mind independent learning with email support, then Magoosh provides everything you need. Okay, so the next con on the list has to do with the Magoosh MCAT prep books, or lack thereof. And that's because Magoosh does not provide any hardcover prep books to supplement its course. Instead, all of Magoosh's content is online and accessible only from their digital portal. In fact, this is part of Magoosh's marketing campaign. Leave the hard copy books and 3-ring binders behind and access your material online whenever, wherever, on any device. Everything is right at your fingertips, just a couple clicks away. Magoosh targets young, modern students with a penchant for digital online content. Okay, the last con on my list has to do with the Magoosh practice tests. And rather than offering fresh, dedicated practice exams like Kaplan, UWorld, Blueprint, or even Princeton Review, Magoosh essentially dips into the practice question bank to make its full-length practice tests. This means for every practice test that you take, you get fewer practice questions to work with, which obviously isn't ideal. But with that said, because the practice tests come from the recycled practice problems, which I previously mentioned are very high quality, you're getting a first-rate practice exam. So that helps ease the pain a little. And I should probably also mention, since you're studying for the MCAT, we also give away a free prep course every month to one of our subscribers. You just have to do the 3 things listed down on the screen here, and details will also be in the description below. It's super easy to enter and just takes about 10 seconds. And hey, you never know, you could win a free Magoosh course. So there you have it. So while Magoosh doesn't offer quite as robust of an MCAT course as, say, Blueprint Prep, Kaplan, or Princeton Review, it's still surprisingly good, especially at under $400. So bottom line, if money's tight and you don't necessarily need a live class or hard copy book option, there's no question in my mind that Magoosh will help you achieve a high score on the MCAT. All right, folks, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and please make sure to check out more MCAT content on our site.